Okay, I think I saw it. Come over here. It's over there. Come over here. You see the black one? Oh, over there, over there. That's right. Ah, it flew off into the fire. Oh, another over there. Hey there, my name is Lika. I'm from Young Nautilus. Did you enjoy our prehistoric horseshoe crab video the last time? Since we've all been stuck indoor during this long pandemic period, come on, let Young Nautilus bring your eyes out and answer the top 5 questions about the animals we find during our nature walk. Let's go! Today, I'm going to talk about one of our local mysterious animals. And this animal has been highly misunderstood during the COVID-19 period. And we've heard from residents around here that they were pretty afraid to see them hanging around. Do you get the pun? It's their time now, so they should be all asleep. Follow me to check out their usual hangout place. Have you guessed it correctly? And that's right! Our star for today is none other than our bears. And we see them during our public nature walk at Sungai Buloh, as well as our school learning journey at our hot park. Actually, if you look at them outside down, they kind of look like they can be Michael Jackson Thriller video. Don't bet your eyes, if not you'll miss them. And let's count the top 5 questions asked by parents and children about bats during our nature walk. And to ask a question about the questions, may I invite one of our educators, Marcus, to join me over here.
Hi everybody! By the way, I heard those really bad jokes.
Hey, stand 1 meter away from me. In the 5th place, Marcus, what kind of question have you heard about during our nature walk?
So one of the most common questions I hear, right, is what kind of bats are they? Yeah, so in Singapore, right, we have about like 20 plus species of bats, including the lesser dog-faced fruit bat, which we can find in Sungai Buloh. We also can find in residential areas like this, and also including the whiskered bat that eats insects. So look for bats in the bush for what?
I thought can find what? Anyway, that will bring us to our next common question, which is...
What do these bats eat? Will they suck my blood? They are lesser dog-faced fruit bats. They are fruit bats. What do you think?
Yes, even though there are vampire bats around in the world, but don't worry, most bats in Singapore, they actually feed on insects, fruits and nectar. So we won't find the vampire bats in Singapore and you don't have to worry about a net there. And do you have fruit juicer machines in your kitchen at home? Because bats are like the fruit juicer machines are high out in the air, in the trees. They will mash the fruits like mangoes, guava and other kind of fruits in their mouth, drink the juice and then they'll spit out the pulp all around.
Well, exactly because they're like fruit juicers, right? They play a very important role in dispersing the fruits of plants. For other bats in Singapore, right, most of them actually feed on fruits too and on small insects.
And the third common question that we get often, which is, are bats blind?
Yeah, because every time when you're young, right, you hear that bats have this special thing called echolocation, which means that they actually send out super high-pitched calls and then bounce off objects to tell them their distance.
Maybe they can also hear how pretty the other lady bat is.
In that case, they believe in hearsay.
But actually, these fruit juicer machines at Sungai Buloh mangrove area, they are pretty hot at one lane. They have very good eyesight, at least better than the smaller bats that eat on those small little insects. And they are all able to rely on their echolocation too. Hey, Marcus, what are we at the toilet?
That's because the next question, right, is to do the toilet.
Toilet? What's that?
Well, I'm not sure whether you're going to laugh at this top question, but it's actually a pretty practical one.
Oh, and what question would that be?
The question is, how do bats pee and poop? You know how they always hang upside down, right? And to have a better grip and to fly away when predators come, right? But then if they poop upside down, then wouldn't everything like flow on their head?
Oh yeah, that's a very practical question. Even though I have not seen it with my own eyes myself, but apparently bats, they will hold it until they are flying.
Yeah, so when you feel those droplets, right, where the bats are flying around, it might not actually be the sweet juice from the flying juicer after all.
Yeah, normally when I'm standing around the area where bats will fly in and out, I will like to cover my mouth. Look at all the poop on the floor, I don't want, just in case, right?
Okay, one last really important question, right, that hasn't been asked much during our nature walk before this COVID-19 problem, but I think it's something that is important and you might want to know.
Well, are you asking whether it's dangerous to be seeing a bat, especially during this pandemic period? After all, scientists have suggested that COVID-19 originated from bats, driving heavy media coverage and spreading wild rumors everywhere.
So indeed, bats in general, actually they carry all these viruses, up to like 200 viruses, coronavirus. But normally these viruses, right, they remain in the bat body and ecosystem without actually affecting humans. And surprisingly, these bats have actually immune system which enable them to remain healthy while holding these strains of viruses.
But the risk of transmission between species happens only when we start harvesting bats for food or medicine. And in this case of COVID-19, it's suspected that they were pet in unsanitary area and with other wild species, which serve as intermediate hosts. In other words, the virus in the bats, they tumpang onto other animals, mutate, then pass to us humans. So as long as we see wild animals, we can see a bit lah, we admire them from far, will be safe for us all. And if you're scared of them, remember that they're also scared of you, ma.
Yeah, and to make you even safer, right, MParks actually assured the public that their studies of their bat population have been done since 2011, and thus far they haven't actually detected any of this coronavirus COVID-19 in the bats or any other animals in Singapore.
Hey, yeah. And we're talking about the bats, they are actually important pollinators and important dispersal agents, especially when they eat the fruits.
Hey, actually I got a banana here. Let me go and use it to lure the bat now.
Hey, I think I saw it. Come over here. It's over there. Come over here. You see the black one? Oh, over there. That's right. Ah, it flew off into the fire. Oh, another one! Over there! We managed to catch it. Ah, it flew off, but let's wait one more. Do you see? There were two of them.
Yeah.
Get that you're back. By feeding on the insects, they also help to control the insects population and help to reduce crop damage too. Plus, they actually look quite pretty cute, right? Like little dots with wings. So let's hit on them lah.
So what do you do when you actually find them on your property? You stay calm, you leave them alone, and they usually will fly away after feeding. And if you actually come in contact with them, right, make sure that you wash your hand thoroughly.
And bats love the chiku trees, so you can install the lights on the chiku trees if you don't want it to rest or roost at your chiku trees.
Hope everyone actually enjoyed the best learning that we had today. With this uncontrolled outbreak of disease due to the consumption of such exotic animals, it's pretty curious to know what holds for the future of this industry.
And hopefully things will improve. Did our top 5 questions answer your curious thoughts about the bats in this episode? If so, click here to like and share this episode with friends or families who have been afraid of this flying animal.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well.
And before we explore and discover more animals in following episodes, here's Young Nautilus signing off. Stay safe, everybody.
Bye. Hey, the bat already there.